Klar var det. Amazing, phenomenal.
Is it city? Oh my god.
Are we too? Siapa pula siapa itu?
Bukan, memang sekarang musim itu agak
Standing in the morning sun in Bandung, or rather Cimahi, and it's about 7:15 in the morning. Beautifully warm, of course, but not too hot now. It's before the heat of day, and the sky is completely clear. It will become rather cloudy later, I suppose, but in the morning it's normally clear, as I remember. And the thing is, it's always warm here, always warm. It's worth noting in terms of population, people who live here. And yesterday we had quite a long journey all the way through Cimahi, all the way into Bandung, and basically all the way across the city of Bandung. And I saw nobody at all in those millions and millions of people who looked European, or even non-Indonesian, really. Nobody at all. There are, of course, tourists here, but it's very, very different, because here generally you don't see people from other countries, because there's so many local people, and there is no move to change the population, which is very, very different from Britain. Because here, over in Britain at the moment, there are loads and loads of people from other countries, and they're welcoming them in every day. Whether or not that's a good thing or a bad thing, it's certainly a fact. So that was the thing that struck me yesterday as we travelled through a very good part of the enormous city. Don't you know what the population of the city is at the moment? It is kind of well ordered here. In other words, everything is organised, and each little area has its own kind of local people in charge, and so they must know how many people live in this city and in Indonesia. It is, records are well kept, I think. But I would estimate the population of this city is in the millions. But then again, it's difficult to know, because basically the whole of Indonesia, or certainly the whole of Java, is very highly populated, and that means that one city tends to blend into another city. You can't tell where a city begins and ends, because it's all built up. Certainly on the main roads, there's practically no empty spaces at all the way from here to Jakarta. So that makes it very hard to know, of course, where one city ends and the countryside begins. Whereas in Britain, there's generally a good kind of distinction between each town, each city. Here, not so much. Anyway, they're my thoughts this morning.
What is noticeable is that there are motorcycles everywhere, and it's fairly unusual to find a motorcycle where we live, but here they are everywhere. And there are these small buses. What is the name of these small buses? This green one here on the right in front of us. I can't remember the name now. Angkot, yeah.